Heidi, hi!
Heidi ho! It's Mr. Hanky, the Christmas poo. Greetings, everyone, from the Sasnak camp.
All right, so everybody.
Now you're calling it Sasnak camp.
No, we officially turned it over.
I didn't recognize
yesterday.
you with your sunglasses.
Not yesterday. Tom showed up Sunday evening, and so we officially turned it over from the Sasnak camp to the hobo camp now.
We're all just dump truckers here.
Here you go.
As you always say.
Stand up here so I don't look like a monster in your little run. So.
Yeah,
well, no. You see the difference?
You know? So maybe I should hold the camera. You should get way back there.
Yeah. You try that.
See, it's like Lord of the Rings. Now you look like a hobbit, and I look like a giant.
It's all perspective.
Yep.
So, well, you know that big video I had?
That's how they did that for the Hobbit movie.
The 18-speed video that I had?
Yeah.
Okay. I've got the camera sitting behind me, and it's angled down. So they can't really see out the hood. Okay, I was aiming toward the gear shift and the dash.
Yeah.
How do you see over that big hood? Like, it's the camera angle, people. Come on. So. Anyway, just want to come over. Pat just pulled in. Pat's the guy with the 4-wooters, and he got a little flat earth.
We have our token Canadian.
Yeah, token Canadian.
Canadian.
No token. Yeah. This is Kevin. And there's Homer in the background. And there's what's your
our token puppy.
Who? Coco. Yes, I've had a brain fart there for a second.
Our token puppy.
But anyway, Tom pulled in. Remember, he was in the road trek last year, and forget them guys. He was in a road trek last year and the years before and everything, living in a van road trek. And he's been doing very well on his YouTube channel. His YouTube channel is the advertising part of his sales business, so to say. And this is his rig now compared to the road trek. He's got a Toyota Tundra. He just bought that this summer. It's a it's a KLR. I don't know. It's a toy hauler, and he bought this new side-by-side. So he's got 3 side-by-sides now. Bought a house. I mean, he's just done really, really good. All these scooters and electric bikes and all this stuff, and that's the kind of stuff that he reviews: is bikes and solar chargers and refrigerators and all that. Well, they send it to him. He's got it now. You know, he gets a lot of this stuff for free, so it works good for him. You know, and power to him. He's done very well. I remember years ago he was sitting there on his last leg and only had a couple bucks to his name. He's turned it all around, done very, very well. So, all right. So anyway, this video, the name of this video is "The Most Minimal of the Minimalists." That ain't it. Those guys are doing good. They're. But we've got a lady over here. Her name's Lesa. She has a YouTube channel and a Facebook and Twitter and all the different stuff. She'll tell you what it is, but she's simply Lesa. And I think she's over here. I told her she'll be over there. Yeah, she's over there. So here, let's turn you around. This is what she's living in. A Geo Tracker. Now, at the RTR, there was people coming out living in Prius cars, you know, the Prius hybrid car. And she's the one that took it one step further to the Tracker. It's even smaller. It's a little taller and it's 4-wheel drive though, so it's pretty nice. So anyway, I come over and she ran around and hid from me. Oh, look at this. There you go. We got another fan.
Looking at the phone.
How you doing, Lesa?
I'm good. How are you doing, Stan?
Very good, very good. Come around, say hi to everybody.
Sure.
How you doing?
Let me do that.
Mm-hmm.
Hi.
Yeah. Okay, so as I walked over here, I told them that you're the most minimal of the minimalists. And it's kind of a
some people call me an extreme minimalist.
Extreme minimalist. There, I should retitle that. I'll retitle the video. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, I walked over here and I was saying, you know, Tom and them, they've got these big campers, and you went the other way.
I did.
So we're going to talk about that. But on the way over here, I also mentioned your name and simply Lesa. Lesa. Sorry,
it's okay because of the E. It confuses people.
Yeah.
But my name is Lesa. It's just that I believe my mom was trying to correct some English teachers or something.
Yeah.
Because technically in English, L-I-S-A is Lisa. And technically L-E-S-A is Lesa. Right. But I also know that there's some history back in the I think in the 50s, where somebody named their child, somebody famous named their child Lesa, spelled Lesa.
Oh.
And it became a little bit more.
It wasn't Elvis, was it?
No, I don't know.
That was the Lisa.
No, I don't know who it was.
Okay,
but-
so that's the origin of the
spelling.
I shouldn't say odd, but the different spelling of your name.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
And so,
you got your YouTube channel.
Uh-huh,
What all
and
do you have? Lesa,
let's-
simply Lesa. What?
yeah, so if you Google me, you can find, just Google SIMPLYLESA, and you will find all kinds of things from me. But the easiest way right now, I'm trying to make it easier for you guys. So I've decided to do a simplylesa.com. That's actually on my front license plate, the .com part. But because the guy who did my my graphics also helped me get the .com going.
Got it.
So it's kind of basic out there, but there's buttons for all the things that I'm on.
Got it.
So you could go out
You're
there.
on. You're pretty much every Twitter and all this stuff. Right?
Not Twitter. Some girl grabbed my name and does something else that I would rather not speak about. I was branding myself in the early 2000s, like 99 to 2003, as Simply Lesa. And she found out I was getting a lot of clicks and whatever, and she grabbed the name and she
Right.
does something different.
Right. Yeah. We'll leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that.
I, don't,
Yeah.
I can imagine. I don't know,
Yes.
but I'm going to imagine.
Right.
So anyway.
So, yeah. But-
So all right. So you can go to your channel.
.com,
and
yeah,
.com
and then
find
you
all the
can
different
find
things.
that I'm on YouTube, I'm on Facebook, Instagram. I have an Amazon influencer store. Please be patient with me. It's all basic right now, and so when I figure out how to make it look prettier, that will happen.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. So you want to show the rig, or you want to explain why you're doing the rig?
We can do both.
Let's show
Let's
the rig
do
first,
it as we're
and
showing.
then we'll
Okay.
get
So-
into theory why you're doing
Okay.
it.
So right now the back glass is open. My back glass closes first on this. I believe Jeep Wranglers do this same thing.
Yes.
Okay. So first off, I love my new saddlebags. They're new to me. This part's not part of the saddlebags, and it'll get replaced. But for now, it's the trash. So this is a 1998 Chevy Tracker. They're all made by Suzuki. So there were Geos and there were Sidekicks and other things.
Right.
I have a Rally Top,
Which is a hard fiberglass top.
fiberglass removable top,
Right.
and yeah, Rally Top is an aftermarket.
Most
but
of them
it
have
came on it.
Most of them have a canvas top.
Yeah, most of them are soft tops. There are some tin tops as well.
Okay.
Mostly Sidekicks. But anyways, and so this is,
That's it.
from the rear end, this is it. I mean, this is not rocket science, people.
Wow.
It's a very simple, obviously, if I'm using simple in my name, right? But it's a very simple lifestyle that I live because for me it's healthier.
Right.
And so I did choose to put my little rug out for you guys.
There you go.
But the reason is, so
Did you take the seat out?
I did not. I removed the rear seat because I couldn't do this with the rear seat in. Rear seats fold kind of forward and make a wall, and
Right.
it wouldn't have worked.
Okay.
But my two front seats, both of them fold all the way backwards. And because this level of the floor back here is higher than the level where the seats are, mine are not separate headrests. The headrest lands on this back space.
Okay.
So I had to fill in, it's about 6 inches. That is the, and I'll show you how that works right
Okay.
here. So basically, I have a system that works for me it's been cold here. So just like we layer up clothes when we're outdoor people, but I layer up the sleeping bags to make it warm enough. Okay. And this is a yoga mat that somebody gave me years ago, but I can flip this up, okay? And if I flip it one more time, you can see this is the top of the seat right here. This is the
Okay, yeah, there's
headrest.
the headrest right here.
Headrest of the seat right here.
Same as this one right here.
Right, and
Yeah,
so it lands here. And so this is, a rain jacket and some, these little, I'm a budget person, people. I'm on a fixed income, and it is rather low, but
Instead of building it all up, you just use the things you have to.
I use what
pack
I
it in.
need and just pack it in to
Pack
make
in,
it
and
comfortable.
that becomes the support for the. Oh, okay.
Right, so this is, Harbor Freight little cheap canvas tool bags,
Right.
but they're the right size.
Right, right.
And this is a rain jacket from a thrift store.
Mm-hmm.
This is new. I'll have to play with. I'm not going to talk about it too much.
Mm-hmm.
A knee pad thing, because sometimes you want one. Well,
Okay.
I
just
I
one
really
more thing,
bridge
yeah.
a gap right here with it at night. But for showing off, I'm going to do this. And I have 2 of these matching clothes bags. They were $10 little clothes bags from probably from KB Tools here that I bought years ago. They fold up into a little thing. But one has all my everyday clothes in it. The other one has more winter stuff and dirty clothes. Okay.
Yep.
And
That's what everybody, when they're building their vans and stuff, they always forget to make a place for the
Dirty
clothes hamper.
yes. And I might switch at some point and put dirty clothes on the
back.
saddlebags.
There you
It's
go.
a thought I've had.
What
So
are these things you get your hand on here?
right. So at one time these were both kitchen boxes because I had one style of diet. I have health issues and I'm very careful with my food. But for now, that backpack that's on the back, maybe too much explanation, but it dry rotted, but it was my bathroom kit.
Okay.
But the bag didn't last. It's been on there for a year. So I found out that my Instaprivy kit fits in these ammo crates just perfectly.
Instaprivy is what he has
So-
next door, right? So you don't have
No.
to pull it out, isn't it?
It's not, but I'm going to
it's not.
show you.
Okay, so it's not one of these here.
No,
like he
it's
has.
not the little tent.
Oh.
But if you buy the kit for about $140, something like that, it is on my Amazon store if you're hunting and you don't go to the .com and click on the thing and then find it, right? But it comes with a very compact folding toilet seat. It can hold quite a little bit of weight, but I find that you need to make sure it's stable. You can buy all the pieces separately. You don't have to buy the kit. But it comes with bags and all kinds of stuff. But this is the part that's ingenious and works for
baffled
me.
if it isn't one of those.
You ready? It's gonna puff out, Stan. Okay. And so this is made, it's actually made for you to wear it on your head, okay? But I found I get dizzy. You know, I'm not young anymore or whatever. And so I put it,
It's an umbrella
wait,
with some long
it's a
sides.
hat.
It's a hat.
It's a hat. But because it has a hang loop,
Yeah.
I hang it here, and then I haven't removed the trailer hitch ball,
Right.
but it's
Okay.
there. So I just hook this on there if there's any amount of wind, right?
Okay.
But you just lift it up and get inside, and you can see out of it, right? I can change clothes.
And you hold that
I
up.
could change
hold it up.
clothes,
You go
yeah.
inside. You go inside, and you can see out and see people walking around. And hey, here comes somebody.
Right. So nobody's like teasing you too much coming
You
at
know
you
that?
from the back.
You know what that is? That's a deer blind.
Yes, yeah. But
Instaprivy,
it
huh?
works really well. And I think a lot of people who just, even if they're not camping,
Yeah.
if you had one in the car, if you had grandma riding with you and she got to go to the bathroom and you're in Nowheresville, you could stop by the road and use one of these.
And this folds up the way the windshield things
do.
fold up, right?
Yeah, because it has,
Watch her here. She's going to do it.
it has metal
Ring or hoops.
rings, yeah, hoops inside of it, and they say make it like a taco and do it, just twist your wrists and find 3 circle loops. That's all I
Okay.
do.
Right.
And then there's an elastic that goes around. I wish it had a bag now, but I'll talk to the guy that invented these. They're
I'll
friends
be
of
darned.
mine. So.
I'll be darned.
But it really is helpful for this vehicle because I have a nice bathroom and I can use it for bathing. I can put a little stool in there.
Okay.
And so,
I thought you were going to open that up and there were going to be kitchen utensils and stuff in
well, it was, and I loved it and it was pretty.
Yeah.
But let's move over here
there. Okay.
because, okay, that won't sit there. I drink Pellegrino, people. It has a lot of minerals in it.
Okay.
So this was glued on, but E6000 came loose on it, so I need to re-glue it, okay?
All right.
But it's a metal top. I'm allergic to propane. That's
It's a cookie sheet.
it's a cookie sheet,
Yeah.
yes. But I bent it's aluminum, and I bent this so it was more flat.
All flat. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, Pam's got one of
it
those
is.
exactly like that. at
Right,
home.
and I can put my alcohol stoves on top of this, and it won't burn anything.
Okay.
So that's really
You'll
why I
get to
did
that in a
it.
second, too.
Right. Yeah.
Here's your cooking.
So
This is your
this
kitchen.
is my little kitchen, and it was very cute, and it still is kind of, but like I need to I've changed some things, so I need to like readjust my aesthetics. But basically, yes. I'm into titanium pots because they're lightweight. Look, traveling light and often is a thing. And I want to keep my gas mileage the best I can. So as long as I don't have too much weight, I can go wherever I want to go. So I do that. And I have an alcohol stove with me. I'm not going to show you this one. It is on my store, but it's a great one for if you're sitting still. It leaks when you travel, so I don't really want to promote that one. It's a lovely stove. It works wonderfully. And then for other cooking things, I use a thermal pot all the time.
Okay, what is that?
This is a very expensive import from Japan, okay? But this is a 1 liter, I believe, thermal pot, and it's made Thermos brand, but they sell them in Japan. So it has this inner pot. See, it's like a thermos.
Okay.
But this inner pot, I can put on any heat source, bring it to a boil.
Like that.
And so yes, like this, I'll walk over for you. And I do use this vintage Sterno stove, and it works wonderfully. Okay. And I can put it on here, or I can put it on my fire. I have a grate for my fire pit too. And bring it to a boil. Make sure the lid's on, put it back in the thermal pot, close the lid, and it will continue to cook for 6 to 8 hours.
So it's a crock pot.
So it's a crock pot, yeah.
It's a wood powered.
Any power, yeah. The heat source, it's not plug in.
Okay.
So you use it on a different heat source. And I actually have a big 5 liter one at my cabin that I don't spend time at my cabin, but I do have one. And it's tiny. But anyway, so this I use all the time. All the time. This is new. A follower of mine and nomad friend bought this for me at the big tent the other day. And it's a cooler that's also a seat. And
when I first saw that, I thought that was going to be your 5-gallon bucket.
Right. No. But look at how it opens like this. So you can use the top as a table and not move your stuff.
Okay.
So it's kind of nice to have a nightstand beside my bed.
Does it plug in, or is it just put ice in?
No, it's just like this.
Just put
I
ice in it?
actually own a little refrigerator that I traveled with for a year in this car. Most of the year with this car. But my current solar system won't keep that running 24/7, so I chose to leave it at the cabin until I fix the solar. I'm not a big refrigerator person. I've lived off-grid most of my life. I grew up in an area that now is very ritzy, but when I was growing up there, it was very country. And we were off-grid. My parents had a sheetrock trailer with 4 of us kids in a sheetrock trailer in Elliott, Maine, which now is ritzy, but back then was...
The state of Maine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cows for neighbors, and 5 feet of snow was no big deal.
Yeah.
It was normal.
It was just normal, yeah.
It was just normal.
Right.
So other things, just kind of quickly, because it's everyday stuff. I have a straw hat, like that's a little more coverage, in a hat.
For
sun. I do have a hiking pole. It kind of gets there for now.
Should've been there, yeah.
I've just ordered these curtain things are not staying. They're kind of fugly, but I've got little hammocks coming for over the windows, so that I can tuck things like these hats and gloves and jackets and these bathroom items. So when I wash up in the morning, my washcloth dries right there. This is hairbrush and things.
So do you use your shower or your Insta Privy? Do you use that for a shower? Or just
I use it for bathing.
Okay.
I don't very often do the shower thing. I mean, it's not that I can't.
Okay, use a towel, wipe down.
I have a pan that's silicone, not just plastic, and it's actually made for a grill. Oh yeah, you
keep talking. Keep talking. I'm just showing some of the other people that you're familiar with.
Yeah. Oh, and Kelty gave me a real nice thing that didn't fit the car. I gave it to a van dweller persons for them to use. I pass things on if they don't work.
Here's the important one.
The important one, right? And then get these guys. Deep Canyon Coffee, a buddy of mine up in Colorado. He's got really good coffee from Peru.
All right. I thought I'd do that while you're pulling that out.
Yeah. So Blackstone Grill stuff, you guys probably recognize the name. But this is actual silicone. It's made for putting over the top of your grilled items to like melt cheese on your burger or something.
Yeah,
Right? So-
Eugene has a steel one.
A steel
He
one, right.
He puts potatoes and stuff under. He cooks
Right,
it. Yeah.
so
it holds the
that-
heat in instead of escaping.
Right.
Instead of all the heat coming from the bottom and burning, it encapsulates and now becomes a stove.
Right, or an oven.
Oven,
So
oven, I
that,
mean, oven,
that's
yeah.
what this is, and it's rated for up to 600 degrees.
Oh, really? Wow,
So
that's hot.
I knew it's dirty, guys, but
Mm-hmm.
but it's big enough. Before I was doing the diet I thought, well, that'll be a great bowl to make salad in, you know, it's because it's big. I can do all kinds of things with it.
Mm-hmm.
But when I want to use it as a bucket or for when I'm bathing,
Mm-hmm.
I can pour boiling water in it and it won't melt. Well, whereas some of the little silicone buckets,
Mm-hmm.
they're not as much heat resistant, and I've melted them before.
Okay.
So I put boiling water in this, put up my Instaprivy tent, put this here, a washcloth,
Okay.
and I bring my little blue stool over and I do what I gotta do.
Brings another question. Water. How do you do water?
Right now, I have something I'm hoping to get soon. Right now, I'm doing this. I drink a lot of Pellegrino.
How long will that last you? That's a gallon. Is that 1 gallon? Or
It's a 1 gallon.
Yeah, 1
It'll
gallon.
last me a week.
A week.
Yeah. But I'm drinking Pellegrino,
You're not drinking. This is just for cooking.
This is
and
just for
bathing.
cooking and washing up. But I don't need much water to wash up with.
As we
now,
go. Maximum minimalist.
Right. But now, once a month, I wash my hair.
Right.
And that takes a couple of gallons because it's very long and
you
thick.
long, thick hair, yes.
And I didn't bring. I have a little 2.5 gallon solar shower that works really good for washing my hair out here. I didn't bring it.
Okay.
And but anyways.
Okay. Now electricity. I see you got a power station. Oh, Rock Pals.
Or Rock Pals.
Okay.
Yeah.
That looks like the one that I reviewed.
Oh,
Rock Pals
perhaps.
sent me one, and I
It's a
reviewed it.
300
Yeah,
watt.
yeah.
It's okay-ish. It has a lot of fail-safes in it, and that's why I could not run my little Alpacool C12 refrigerator. Because when the compressor would go off on the refrigerator, the Rock Pals was being such a good little machine, it thought nothing was plugged in, so it would turn itself off
Oh, okay.
to save the battery.
Okay. Very.
So they did a good job, but
You use it mainly for your cell phones and things like that.
cell phone. I have a Wii Boost, but I'm not using it here because my signal's so good. But it's in the red bag. That's I tucked.
good.
I have the over-the-road trucker Sleek 5G, and so it's the one that's a cradle, but because it was lower price, and I didn't know how I wanted it mounted. So rather than bring out the big antenna and not know and have to drill a hole or something and not know where I wanted it, I decided to put it in the bag and pull it out when I need it. And I got the accessory magnetic little shark fin antenna.
Oh yes, I see it.
And it was
right
like
there in the front.
$25, something like that. But it allows me to not have to drill holes until I'm ready. I don't know where I'm going to want that.
And now you use the solar
And
panel. These
the
are
solar
folding?
panels are 100 watt. They're also
They're
rock
charging
panels.
the Rock Pals.
They're charging the rock panels, yeah.
Okay.
And let's open this door. This window, when the solar panels are on, it's always open. But there's always a window open in my car. I just
Fresh
always
air,
do it.
yeah.
Yep. It's been cold. I have a Yuko candelier. This is not the one that I would recommend you get. It's a little small, and because tea light candles become a little liquid thing, it's a little unstable in here. I would like the next size up for this car.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyways.
And that puts off heat or light or both.
But all the above.
Okay.
Plus it dries out the air a little bit.
Okay.
And so on these nights when it could be like full of condensation inside, it helps dry it up.
Okay.
And so I'm very careful, and that's why I have that table. But I'm changing this. It doesn't fit well.
Now I'm looking around, and of course you got a little suitcase there for whatever.
Computer
but
crap. Yeah.
you use a laptop or just your cell phone for all your all these things we talked about before, YouTube and Facebook and all this? You just use your cell phone?
I have that. But I have a Chromebook, and I
Okay.
just found out that my service is going to let me use the data from my cell phone on my only one machine, but on the Chromebook. They're not letting you do it on other laptops.
Okay.
So, and I'm still using my free phone service because I'm low income on disability still. And so,
right.
so yes, that's the way I'm doing those things. There is a little bit of stuff behind the seat here. Whoops, can't do it with one hand, can I? So if I do this, there's another bag of clothes, and then there's an awning and poles down in there. It's kind of hard to see, but they're just behind the
I see
seat.
something green down there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Green
Yeah.
string.
So that's that.
Okay, so you got stuff. You just basically you use every inch you have, and you maximize it.
Right.
You maximize your minimalism.
Yeah, right. And I do like, when I'm in a situation like this, a little porch light's nice.
Yeah, it's
These
solar
are
powered, yeah.
cheap from Dollar Tree. Maybe now they're $7, but they used to be $5, right? And get better magnets, but I just put magnets on it, right? And then it's up here when I need it. Okay. And I'm gonna let you step here so you can show the bedding stuff. Go ahead and pull that up as you need to show.
Okay, here's a sleeping bag. Okay, and it's 2 sleeping bags inside of each other. Okay, this is a yoga mat. And then this is, what is this?
It's the top of an old Walmart table, but it makes it a little bit more flat.
Okay, so it fills in. Oh, you got that in there, filling that in, and that keeps it, when you sit or when you lay on it, you don't sag into it.
Right.
Try to make it as flat and level as possible.
And I can still use the seat to take the passengers. So
yeah.
And you see my water. I'm not carrying only a gallon because I'm drinking an awful lot of Pellegrino right now. And then under here,
and then you got all kinds of McGuire's. You just store every little place. You've got your lighter in this little matchbox.
Yeah, well that's
first aid right there.
Yes.
It's just every little thing. You have gloves in the glove box.
No. I know, but you see,
nobody does.
It was cold, and my hat and gloves are up there because yesterday was cold.
But I noticed last night.
No, my glove box is glasses and dog poop bags to share with other people, right?
I know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask you, why didn't you take this chair out and then build a platform and then you can store things underneath?
Because some of us, not everybody's like me, but some of us like to get in camp and go, you want to go up there? Come on, let's go. We'll take my car.
Oh, see,
Right?
That's not the reason I thought.
So
I thought you were going to say that you, instead of building it, because I saw after we was at the fire last night and you came back to the truck.
Yeah.
Well, nature,
that was because I was allergic.
Nature calls, and I go over here by the tree, and I walk by, and I saw you sitting in the passenger seat. So you can set the seat up and use it as a chair.
I can.
That's your living room.
Absolutely. Yes, and on a real, like normally.
So you don't have a steering wheel in front of you.
Right, a stormy day. Once I get some more of my storage organized the way I want, when I can move the seats back and forth, there's so freaking much legroom in here. I mean, it's incredible. I didn't know this till I got.
Donnie has one of these, and he's like, Stan, get one of these instead of a Jeep. They're so much bigger. They're bigger inside and smaller on the outside.
Yeah,
it's
they
amazing.
are. They're incredible. But often, like another time when I was in a really bad weather situation, I just flipped all the bed stuff back and put the seat up and then slide it back as far as it goes. And I have lap room. I mean, it's just cross your legs, watch a movie, you know. Yeah.
There you go.
Easy.
All right. We've seen enough of all the little
Yep.
hiding places and pulling things out of nowhere. Like, oh, wow, I didn't know that would fit in there.
Yeah.
Let's go to theory. Let's walk back around here.
Theory,
Let's talk theory. I'm going to go back over here so I get good light.
Okay.
Now, why? Why do this? Why not buy a bigger van?
Okay.
Why not a van like this or like that over there?
So, one, why not? And two, I've had a bigger van. When I first, the very first time I lived in a van was in 1978 with my ex-husband. And we had a 1968 Chevy with the doghouse between the seats. I used to cook dinner in the engine. Okay. But, you know, I went from that to then we did campers, and I did campground hosting in the 80s. And I tried apartments, I tried houses, we tried things. But then I started traveling, and I lived in Central America for 7 years. And I basically, my whole life was in my backpack at that time. And so after doing that for a while, I realized I wanted to come home. And I had no home and no real family connections or friends to come back to. So I just said, well, you know, the Appalachian Trail is close to where I grew up, and I know that well enough. I'll just go walk in the woods. So I did that, and I did not finish. It was an attempted through hike. I got sick and had to come off. But I did hundreds of miles, and I hit over 500 miles. and didn't know that I was allergic to all kinds of things, and didn't know why I was always coughing a lot, and didn't know I was sick. But anyway, and then I went back to Costa Rica to save money. And in between there, I had been chatting with Bob Wells. He had just, the day I found him, he goes, "How did you find me? I just put that out. I didn't know if that was the name I wanted on my channel." And I had searched for something. And so I met him before it was even cheap RV living. But anyway,
So you were, as they say, I was country before country was cool.
Yeah.
You were nomad before nomading was cool.
Right. But, you know, come on, the hippies have done this. It's not new in the world, but in the greater world.
Right.
But when I did go come back, I bought a really inexpensive Chevy G20 van. And it was a low top, kind of regular.
Just like this one here?
Kind of,
Similar.
yeah, just an older version, right?
Yeah.
And not as long. Hers is, I think hers is long.
It's an extended,
But anyway, and it was called Nantucket. And so from 2011 to, I'm not sure, 2015 or something like that, I had that. And I found that it was almost like an apartment for me personally. Now, not everybody's like me. I could get depressed. And because I could keep a month's worth of food and a month's worth of bathroom necessities, I didn't have to leave. And I could stay inside depressed for an entire month. And I was like, okay, this is starting to feel like just being in an apartment waiting to die. So not gonna do this. So then when I had the opportunity, somebody gave me the Honda Passport, which was the interview videos with Bob about how to live on $250 a month. Because I was getting $500 a month, but I was trying to pay down my debt. And what I had left to live on was $250. And I was making it work, and it was hard. And part of the hard was I had no grocery budget. My grocery budget had to be food pantry food, which I don't think helped my health. We'll walk past that. But so I tried that, and I found I didn't like driving vans. They're big, they're bulky, and crap was it expensive. The axle went, they wanted a couple $1,000s, and I didn't have it. And so I bought an old trailer, and I fixed it up and sold it so I could, you know, so I could fix the van always. Then the Honda was really great, but right up until I became paralyzed. And we thought I had a back problem. And so when I was paralyzed, the doctor told me I couldn't shift anymore, and it was a manual. So then I had to hunt for another car.
I mean, you couldn't shift, you couldn't use the clutch.
Couldn't use the clutch.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, because it's my left side that's weak.
Right.
Yeah. And so he was like, you know, if you can't push in the clutch and you've got to stop in a hurry and you're paralyzed, because when I get paralyzed, I've been paralyzed 5 times. When it happens, I don't have a warning. I can just be walking along and I'm on my face on the ground. You know, and so he's like, yeah, if you can't stop the car, you know, you need to switch.
Get a
so get an automatic. So yes, this tracker is an automatic, because a lot of people are like, well, none of them came. Yeah, they did. The Samurais did not come in automatics, but the trackers did. So and I get good gas mileage in this thing. But so from those events and from other things, I've learned over the years. I had the Honda, then I had a Ford Exploder. The something happened to something with the oil, and it was the mechanic said, I hope I can use this word and not get in trouble for it, but the mechanic told me it's puking oil, lady, and this is going to be expensive. So we'll put enough in it for you to get back to your house, and then call us before you come back the next time, because you'll just barely make it here with oil. And but in between, my dog got sick and died. And so so that vehicle went to a mechanic buddy to sell, and I called the Homes on Wheels Alliance and asked them if they would help me buy a tent, that in 2 weeks I could give them the money back for a tent. But I was between a rock and a hard place, and I had a piece of property, but I didn't have anything on it, and I just, the dog's dying, the car's gone, I got to do something.
You're property rich but cash poor.
Right. So through quite a long story process, Homes on Wheels Alliance did gift me a minivan, but we all knew when I signed the contract that the engine was bad. And it went kaput 4 months later. And with the blessing of Suanne Carlson, with that blessing, I sold it, took that money and bought another vehicle. It didn't quite cost as much, but I knew it needed new tires and stuff. So I put all the money from the minivan into another vehicle. That was an '02 Jeep Grand Cherokee, and it was red. Some people remember that. I was so happy. I bought, you know, rooftop
People want to see this
basket.
thing back in your older
yeah,
YouTube videos
in my
to see all
older
this.
things and on my
Okay.
blog and everything. Yeah, it's out there. But I bought, you know, like a roof carrier for the top, and I made this lovely little slide out table for the back. And it was just the right size. I bought a 23-0 shower enclosure thing. It's like, anyways, it mounts on the outside of a vehicle. And then the heater core went, and the springs were bad, and I replaced all the light bulbs in it with LEDs, and it did something to the electrical system, and it screwed up the electrical system. So then it was, when the
One thing after
transmission
another.
started slipping, I went, I can't afford it anymore. I'm done. So we sold it.
Quit digging a hole.
Right.
Yeah.
So we sold it, and then me and my mechanic, they worked with me to help get it sold. And then I was not out here last winter because I didn't have a car. So I was on my property. And during COVID, I decided, because I thought I was dying, I'd been paralyzed again. I built a little small, non-permitted, but legal cabin on the property.
Okay.
So I was there.
Kind of a tiny home kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's only 12 by 12, so
okay.
144 square
Okay.
feet, nothing. I mean, it's
Well,
no
that's
bigger
big.
than what
Well, that's big compared to what you
big
got.
compared to this, right?
That's your mansion.
And it has a wood stove in it, and you know, so it can withstand the weather up there. But so I did without a vehicle for 5.5 months in a very remote part of Arizona. That was hard. But I did it and did research and then found this.
Okay.
I am a healthier person, I have found, when I can afford something, when I can afford the repairs and the maintenance, when I can handle the whole process. But I'm also healthier when I'm outdoors more. And so for me, this forces me to get my butt out. Yeah, having a dog would too, but not as much.
Instead of being a couch potato.
Yes, and I mean, like yesterday, we had really high winds, and
That's why we were going to do this video yesterday.
Right.
But we held off today because it's beautiful today. I
yeah,
mean,
it's lovely today.
It is
But
absolutely
it was very windy yesterday, and I spent an hour next door in Homer and Kat's Class A.
Yep, right over here.
Yep. Because it was
Oh,
so,
there's Cat. Hi, Cat.
it was so windy.
Hi,
She's been sneaking on us here.
My old lady's cooking
So-
show's on there.
But
There you
so
go.
She told me to step out.
There you go.
So yeah, and what the new thing we've been working on too, there's always improvements to everybody's rig. We've been working on putting me, so these are
A roof rack.
Perrycraft roof rails. And I love what we've got so far, but I haven't figured out how I'm putting my those orange recovery tracks belong on the roof.
Yeah.
And so I haven't quite figured it out. I think I'm gonna
We've
call
been talking about
Perrycraft.
that for the last several days.
Yeah,
And
it's
I
a
told her
thing.
get rid of those and just get a toe strap and
But I've already
well, you
started.
get a come along,
I come along.
and
yeah.
then we can go.
Yeah, but it's so
to a
big. Where are we
tree.
going to put the come along?
It's a little smaller than that.
Well, it is. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It is. So I'm looking forward. I'm just going to put a shameless plugs for other people's gear, but I'm really looking forward to getting a 2-inch receiver hitch added to this at some point. Okay, because it's only a 1
you
and a
want to pull a
quarter.
40-foot trailer?
Nope. I'm going to put a water port. Is a portable. I think it's 4 gallons.
Water storage.
It's water storage, but it has a hand pump on it, so you pressurize it. You know, you can manually pressurize water storage. And then on the front, I need another 2-inch receiver hitch on the front. And I'm going to add a hitch-mounted hammock stand on the front. Yeah, that's the big.
Okay.
Big plans.
All right, very good. All right, well, this has been long enough. We're
Yeah, it is
where are
long.
we at? We're at
An
we're
hour?
at 4.5 hours. We're 39 minutes.
Yeah, I
so
was
that'd be
gonna say-
about right. You went through very methodically all the everything we talked about. So
Yeah.
there you go.
I try to be detailed.
Very good. So y'all, let's see here. Turn around. So if you want to go check her channels all out, plug it again.
SimplyLesa.com.
You make me turn this around. There we go.
Sorry. SimplyLesa.com. Spell it Lesa. You can Google me. It's on YouTube. I'm on Instagram as @simplylesa_. I'm on Facebook as Lesa Neesmith, and I have a Simply Lesa page. I'm still learning about Facebook, so on new stuff. And who else? Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Oh, Blogspot. I still
heard of
write.
that.
I still write an old blog once in a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
Blogspot. That's
All right.
written.
And one other really quick thing. The lady in the van over here, she was over
Yes.
here, and I noticed you're kind of like mentoring her almost.
Yeah.
I mean, is that the right word?
I don't know
Helping.
if it's.
You're helping her though.
I am helping her.
She,
Yeah.
She's brand new to this,
Yes.
and she's a little overwhelmed, and you're trying to get her
Yes.
into it.
This is a thing that I've.
So in other words, neighbor helping neighbor.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
but I naturally have done this from the very first time I came out here. And when I saw people would like drive out and they just stop the van really quick and they would just look from side to side and then they would just collapse into almost a nervous breakdown. And so, you know, the tears
Well,
and the overwhelm.
There's different kinds of people out here.
Yes.
I'm one. I'm out here by choice because I want to get out of trucking, and I've had this thing clipped on me the whole time.
Did you think it was your microphone?
No, no. When I took my shower, I clipped the shower curtain to keep it lined up, and when I put it away, I just put it there.
Okay.
I got a potato shaped bag. No, whatever.
Oh, well.
Don't laugh at me too much, folks.
Hey, that means
my
it's real.
zipper's been down this whole time or something. You know?
Well,
So-
the camera wasn't there.
But oh, I forgot. I lost where I was at there.
Well, you were saying that you came out
Okay,
as a choice.
some people come out here by choice. You know, Tom's out here by choice. You know, Pat's out here by choice. There's a lot of people
Yes.
out here because they want to come out and do something different.
Right.
But there are people out here, like especially after 2008. That's
Yes.
the whole thing with the Bob
Yes.
Wells thing was after 2008. There were so many people lost their houses and
Yeah.
they were kind of forced out here. And there are other people that there's older ladies.
Yeah.
They were housewife all their life, so they don't get any kind of Social Security. So
Right.
when they get a little bit. They might
Right.
have a small job. They get a little Social Security, and their husbands together they had enough money to make ends meet with
Right.
the two Social Securities.
Right,
coming
and
in.
then somebody passes.
He
or
passes
something.
away, so she inherits his Social Security, and hers goes away. Now she's got to live on less money,
Right.
and it usually isn't enough to pay the bills. And people, sometimes there's ladies out here that are forced to leave. They're basically homeless, and they come walking out here like, you know, and
Yeah.
you see this. 'cause
Deers in
you're
the
around-
headlights. Yeah.
Yes, they're like, damn, what happened to my life?
Right.
But they get out here.
And I recognize that
Mm-hmm.
in people, okay? Because I came from some very unhealthy situations, not by choice, but by circumstance. And whether that's what I've been given by God or the powers that be or whatever. But I have found over the years that I'm just really good at when somebody comes out and they just go, I'm here, I don't know next.
You put them
right?
under your wing.
And I'm like, I don't mean to be a mother hen, you know, but I kind of just, look, I've been there. This is how we work toward getting an anxiety to pull down. So pat your chest. And they often just look at me funny and they'll just hold their hand on their chest, right? And I'm like, no, pretend you're burping a baby, do it harder, right? And they're like, it's weird. And I'm like, it's okay. It's only you and me. I turn them around so they're not seeing people. I'll rub their back a little bit if they allow it. I do ask, right?
Okay, yeah.
But it's
you're
that,
you're a nurturer.
that
in
kind
way,
of nurturing thing to help them get grounded enough again so their brains will start to work.
Right.
And
People
then,
get in a panic mode and they're like, you know,
Because some
I like
people-
I like watching the old World War II movies and stuff,
Yes.
and you know,
Yeah.
and their town gets invaded by the Nazis.
The
or
Nazis
something,
or
whatever,
something, yeah.
And or they come whatever, and they come in and their house just got blown up, and
Right.
they just kind of go into shock, like, oh my God, what am I going to do now? And they just shut down.
yeah, it's the old shell shock and PTSD, and some people are running from ex-husbands, and
Well, there you
I
go.
mean, you know, my coming out near Bob originally was partially because my ex-husband was still trying to kill me, and I'd lived in Central America a lot of years, but I knew coming back that I was risking that he would start up again. And so I was like, I don't want him to know where I am.
But now you're all over the place. So
now
what,
I'm all over the place.
you don't worry about him no more?
No, well, he got old and decrepit enough, and he drank himself into a wheelchair, so he's not coming after me.
Right.
But you know, after guns in your face and trying to run me over on a sidewalk with a pickup truck, I mean, these things aren't fun.
Nope.
And I didn't make them happen to me, just like I didn't make being paralyzed happen to me. But if you've been in fight or flight mode for a long time, your health suffers. And so I work really hard. Yeah. I work really hard on myself. I'm very self-aware. I believe in being radically independent and traveling light and often because it gets us out, and the more fresh air and natural you can get in your life, I believe that you're a healthier person. And so if I can just help somebody to stop and take a deep breath until, just wait. You don't have to go tonight. You don't have to go tomorrow. Wait until you're ready to make the next move. I've found that there's a number of women out here who just, you know, give me my virtual hugs all the time, or one of them came out this morning with a package. She's been collecting my packages for me from Amazon. And she's just like, every time she sees me, she goes, you know, lady, you saved my life. Because I didn't want to live after everything that happened to me. And I thought if I came out here and it didn't work out, that I would just not be.
Well, yeah.
So I'm not trying to do that, but I am so glad and I feel blessed that I've been able to help people that way.
Very good.
And so some of the rather big names in the van dwelling world and van life world, I was the first person they stopped in front of and had their meltdown with. And so I still do that. And
Bob had a
I'm good
meltdown?
at it.
No, I'm kidding.
No, but his buddy had a meltdown because Bob parked a girl beside him one night.
Oh, okay. Anyway, another story. All right, well,
that's
thank you very much for the video.
Thank you,
And
Stan, so
I hope you all
much.
enjoyed this. Go over and check her channel out and do all the stuff. You know what I'm talking about, so.
Just do, and thank you, Stan, for having me and for being here and hosting this event along with Hobo. I mean, I really appreciate it.
Well, no, we
become a good
officially
buddy.
turned it. We officially turned it over. It's the
Over
Hobo
to him.
camp now.
Okay.
Last week it was all the Sasnak
Sasnak.
camp because he wasn't here and he couldn't defend himself.
Right.
But he's here, and I'm
Now
afraid
it's his-
he'll beat me up now.
His
so.
problem.
Well, I'm afraid he'll beat me up if I don't
Right.
call it the Hobo camp now. Tom's mean, you know. He's a vicious
he's
person. All
Thank
right.
you so
Take
much.
care.
Okay.
Bye-bye. All right, folks, that's it. So it's all kinds of people out here. All kinds of people. She is like more on, I wouldn't want to, extreme as far as the vehicle size, but she's, I don't know how to phrase it all. I don't know where to go with that. But you know, it's just, there's a lot of different kind of people out here. And I've come out and met a lot of really good friends, and well, there's one of them right there. That's one of the best ones out here is Eugene. I really like Eugene. So there's Doozy. He's the guitar player. He's way over there. We've got somebody is getting ready to leave here. It looks like. Oh, that's Captain Kirk. Captain Kirk. He's heading out today. And who else we got out here today? So that's Debbie. That's Eugene's lady friend. And no, that's Gunner. Where's Gunner at? Where's he at? Anyway, it doesn't matter. With that, we've had a good time out here. I've been out here a little over a week now, and we got about another week to go. The rest until this weekend. And then we're going to head out, I think, go north to Lake Havasu or Parker or somewhere like that for a little while. And then from there, I'll be coming home and oh God, here he comes. See, I told you, he's very territorial. See, look at that. He's mad. He's crazy. He's wild. So anyway, Tom, what are we doing next week? What do you want to do after we leave here? When are we leaving and where?
We're leaving here. We're going to Parker.
Parker?
That's at least the plan.
For how long?
A couple days.
Oh, okay. Then where?
than Lake Havasu. to see-
Oh, okay, I can do that.
see
I
the
thought you wanted to go to
fireworks.
Parker for like a week and a half.
No, a couple days.
Okay.
Well, really, the Indy Casino, they had a limit for 3 days before, but I don't know if that's still in effect.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll just, I mean, there's not a lot to do in Parker, just a couple rides.
Yeah, and the race isn't going on this year, right? Or it's already over?
No
or-
race.
No
We
race this
canceled
year.
it. Yeah.
Okay, very good.
So yeah, after that we go to Lake
After you bought a
Havasu.
race buggy, they canceled the race. Well, shit, we can't beat him now.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. So yeah, no, after that we go to Lake Havasu. They have the big Pyrotechnics Festival out there, which is 4 days of the most incredible fireworks you'll ever see. So
Right. Yeah.
we do that every year.
It's it's their convention.
Yeah.
And we just get to watch it for fun. Yeah. Very good. All right, with that, y'all be good. Howdy-ho. What was that? Was his hello, but what was his goodbye? Anything?
Oh, I don't remember.
Don't
what his
remember?
goodbye was,
Okay.
yeah.
So, all right. Well, be good. Folks, we will be back in a couple, 3 days doing another video about something. Whenever I find something that I think's interesting. So, y'all be good. Take care. Bye-bye. Ciao.